My name is Asia Pender, and I will be interviewing Dr. Patterson. She is an alumni and professor at Texas Southern University. My first question today is going to be, when and where were you born?
I was born in Houston, Texas. I'm a native Houstonian in 1945, November 10th.
All right. What are what things in your childhood stick out to you the most?
During what era?
Just in your childhood. Just, it can be anything.
In my childhood, on the devious end, I recall my sister being somewhat of a genius academically, and it was my time to wash dishes, and I didn't want to wash them. So I wrote good essays back then, and I told her I'd write 2 essays. She wasn't a great essay person, and I wrote 2 essays. And keep in mind that she's the genius, academic genius. I was the quiet one. She was very vocal. And I gave her the one that I thought was the B one, and I kept what I thought was the A one on Hurricane Clark. It turned out she got the A, and I got the B. I recall that very vividly. And that's one of the things that I remember about my sister and I. I had a younger brother who is 11 years younger than I. I recall coming after school, picking him up from the babysitter on my hips. And she and he did not get along, maybe because there were 2 babies. She was a baby for the longest. And I was always the referee. I recall that. This is childhood.
Okay. As a child, what were your parents' views on college? Did they think it was important?
My mother thought it was very important. She initially was a single parent. And they supported me in all my endeavors of wanting to attend college, all of my events in high school, National Honor Society initiations, etc., etc. So they supported me. So I had great family support being a first-generation college graduate.
All right. What motivated you the most to go to college?
I had, once upon a time, a stepfather who said that in his anger that my sister and I would never do anything but bring a lot of babies to the house for him to take care of. Consequently, I guess that was like a negative positive reinforcement, so we both were straight A students, honor students, etc. And that was, I guess, an impact. Plus, the other thing is, my mother was a great support. She always believed in us and prepared us for the best.
All right. Why Texas Southern University?
Texas Southern was the first place that offered me a scholarship for a summer institute. So that's how I got acclimated to it, being a first generation college graduate. I just jumped at the chance. And my goals were then still to be in mathematics, but I wanted to be a statistician in Washington, D.C. However, I could not afford my dream school, which was in California. So being realistic, I didn't just shoot for that. I just, whatever God gave me, that's what I dealt with.
All right. What did you study? What did you study?
What did I what?
Study?
My undergrad was mathematics, education, master's in mathematics. My terminal degree is in urban education with emphasis in teacher ed.
All right. Who would you identify as an important mentor or role model during college?
I guess Dr. Laura Clarkson was my first math professor that I encountered in the Summer Institute. Although he was a little strange, he supported myself and my sister by having an open door policy and pushed us a little bit. There were quite a number of people who supported us here at Texas Southern from the registration department on, and we just weathered through the challenges of being a freshman and learning the operations of being a student, first-time student on the university campus together.
Could you describe the campus as it was when you attended it to as it is now?
Back then, the campus was not nearly as large as it is now. We did not have as many colleges. It was just say maybe 1/10 of this size. There were basically 2 to 3 main buildings if you count the library. We had the science building, and we always had the MLK building, and there was a Fairchild building, as I recall.
Can you describe to me what the culture is at a HBCU?
The current culture is a little different from when I first started. We're now more or less a multicultural institution with an international affairs area, and it's growing, and it has grown to me to be somewhat from a global aspect to include education for all ethnic groups, more so than specifically banning out the blacks. Now, we're noted quite a lot for the law school, which includes all races, pharmacy school, and of course the College of Engineering, Computer Science, and Technology. Just to briefly put everything in perspective.
All right. Why do you think that it's important for there to be HBCUs for the African American today in society?
I think it's important that they do exist because there are cultural differences in learning. Although now most institutions address those things when dealing with individual students in clusters.
Okay. When you were in school, going through any dramatic times, how could you push through and still prevail in everything?
Again, look at myself first with the incentives and goals that I had for myself. I pushed through from that aspect. I did cry a lot to myself, and but then I would shake it off and continue. I didn't just drown in my sorrows. The baby's sick and I have to stay at home. God put some excellent family